Hello, Rose Davidson here, and welcome to the podcast. This episode originally aired as a video on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/doesbiz, Mums in Business with Rose Davidson. Good morning, Min, and welcome to my interview series for busy mums for Mums in Business. How are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you, Rose. How are you?
I'm very well, and thank you for joining me today. Just a little bit about you, that you help women gain clarity in their message and confidence in their online marketing so that they can draw in their true tribe and transform their business. So a little bit more about you personally is that you work with incredible drive and energy, and you have a willingness to do whatever it takes to succeed in your business and in your life. You are a single mum.
I am.
Yes. And how does that affect your businesses?
Well, it impacts them in a big way because one of my biggest whys is my son. Why I do what I do is my son, and to provide him with not only a standard of living that I aspire to. I want him to recognise that working hard for something that you believe in and something that you're passionate in can also have financial rewards, and that it doesn't have to be that you subscribe to a lifetime job behind a desk or working for the man. In terms of how it impacts me practically, well, he's an 11-year-old boy.
Okay, that explains a lot.
He's an 11-year-old boy, and I've been in business since he was about 5 for myself, or even younger. I think probably 4 maybe. So he's always known me to work from home and to have hours that he has to adjust to. Okay, so what is your passion in business-wise? So what drives you other than your son? What lights me up, Rose, is that I love to work one-on-one with my women and in group settings as well. And I love to take them from a point where they're probably not earning the money in their business that they want to, that they're not allowing themselves to be as visible as they should be in their business in terms of getting their message out there. And often they don't even know what their message is with any clarity. So I like to take them from that point to the point where they're all over the internet, where people see them as the expert that they are at what they do, and they're super clear, super confident in getting their message out there into the world. And what happens next is that they start to make more money. And when I see that happening in my little Zoom screen where I work with them, that's what lights me up.
Okay, so I know that you have a couple of Facebook groups. Can you just explain the difference between each of them?
Okay, so I have my business page, which is listed as Giannini, and that's where people usually touch base with me as a first point of call. And then I have my special tribe of kick-ass women in business. Am I allowed to swear? Yeah. I can't actually talk without swearing. It's just a thing. Sorry. That's okay?
You go.
Good. Okay. So the Powerhouse Collective is a group of kick-ass women in business. They're very, very much like me. I tend to call in women that are like me, that are super driven and super passionate about getting their stuff into the world from a place of service, so from a heart-centered kind of place. And so that group is where I run a lot of trainings, and I run a lot of live calls, and they're every day for support for these girls. So that's the Men's Powerhouse Collective. And then the other groups that I have running are usually attached to some sort of paid program that I have. So I have a really cheapy mastermind thing where, I connect with girls a couple of times a month, and we run a mastermind and do training specific to their businesses and things. And so there's support groups that are attached to those as well.
Wow, pretty busy then.
Yeah.
Do you outsource any of your work?
I do.
You do, yeah. Can you explain a bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So I have a virtual assistant who I actually collected from the school gate at my son's school. She was a woman that wasn't working but was looking to start working again, and we were friends at a certain level, and I started chatting to her, and I said, hey, listen, I need some help in my business. I'll teach you what I know, and you can become my virtual assistant. And so now she does a lot of my social media work and a lot of my bits and pieces that I either don't have time for or I don't like doing. so she gets all that stuff shoved off to her, and it frees up a lot of my time. But aside from that, I actually outsource a lot of my domestic stuff as well, because I find that it's, as a single mum, it's the stuff like cleaning the house, mowing the lawns, washing the car, that that can take a whole entire day out of my week to do that stuff. Yep. So I've gotten really good at sourcing people that will do those things for me for a really good price, and it's an opportunity cost thing for me. So if I can spend $50 getting somebody to mow my lawns for me, but that saves me 3 hours in my week, then I can make a lot more than $50 in that 3 hours in my week. So it's about recognizing those things and realizing that you have to pay to free up your time sometimes.
Yeah, it's a win-win, really. It's I've often said to my husband that mowing the lawns, for instance, if someone had to pay him the time it takes him to mow the lawns, it probably in the long run would be cheaper for us to go and get someone in to do it, and that way he's got that leisure time for himself and he's not having to stress about things like that. Yeah. But anyway, that's it's a personal choice, obviously, but it makes a lot of economical sense, especially if you're running your own business.
Absolutely. And I think too, in terms of that energy exchange thing as well, if I'm expecting people to spend money with me, then I have to be prepared to spend money with other people as well, and other small businesses as well. So I like to look at all of these people, like Deb, my virtual assistant. I know the difference that what I pay her makes to her life, and I know that the other business that she's gotten through me through referrals has made a big difference to her family lifestyle. So it's about having that energy exchange and moving that money around between the small businesses and between women that and being able to support their businesses.
Yep, I agree. Okay, and as a business owner and a single mum, how do you prioritise your time?
I work with military precision when it comes to my diary, and I've had to learn to set quite firm boundaries with my time in terms of social engagements and time with my son and time with my partner and things like that. And essentially, if it's not in my diary, it doesn't happen. My son gets a lot of my attention, but it's changed, and I've needed to maintain like a fluid landscape with that as he's grown. He's needed different things, and as he's coming into puberty and things, I'm seeing that we're making adjustments with that. Nowadays he likes to spend hours in his bedroom with the door shut, and that wasn't a thing 12 months ago. So 12 months ago, he wanted me sitting on the couch with my laptop working, and he was sitting beside me with his iPad. Now it's like I don't even see him. So, but I do have really firm boundaries with him, because obviously he's an 11-year-old boy. He needs those boundaries, and he also needs to recognise that mum needs to work, mum needs to earn an income, and I always involve him in my business work so that he can see, he'll often stick his head in while I'm doing a live stream or say hi to a client while I'm on a Zoom call. He knows all of my clients. They all know him. I don't have boundaries in terms of blur. I like to blur the line between my personal life and my business life. So anyone that knows me, knows my business, knows Elias as well. And I think that's really healthy for him to see that kind of level of what I do, you know. Never shut my office door. He comes in and out as I'm working. I do have certain things that I make sure I do in terms of ensuring that he gets the quality time one-on-one with mum, because, you know, he's only little once. So I have the luxury of being able to attend school things during the day if I want to, if I can. And we have a shared care arrangement between myself and his dad, who lives local to me. And so the day that he comes back to me each week is on a Wednesday. And we've established what we call Wednesday night treat night, which is essentially no work is done. I don't have visitors. We don't book in any social engagements. It's just Elias and mum, and we get grotty takeaway and we eat it on the couch and we watch a movie and we hang out and we just kind of do that reconnecting that's really, really important. If I allow things to get in the way of that, if, you know, all my friends know, do not come and visit me on a Wednesday night because I will be really upset if you do. That's his night. And I'm really firm on that. So that works for us. We have that reconnection time, and then after that, you know, we're free to lock ourselves in our bedroom or lock ourselves in our office.
No, that sounds like a really good plan. And so when you are without Elias, what fills your leisure time?
Okay, so I train at the gym. For my body and my mindset. If I don't, I tend to become a bit of a grumpy bitch and not be very nice to be around. So that's really, really important to me. I say that the gym is my church, and it really is where I put back into my soul and fill that cup up again. I also like to go to the beach or the river or a lake, or, you know, I like to be around water because it's, I find it a real conduit for inspiration and creativity and being able to source all of that stuff that I need to be continually creating content and offers in my business. So, yeah, and lots of friends and family time as well.
Good. So times are tough for being a mum in business. What do you do to stay afloat, basically?
In terms of economically?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And, you know, and mentally, I think, because the financial wise, you know, it's really tough for mums, you know, even married mums in business. And the economy is, you know, not being kind to any of us at the moment. So how do you manage your finances and, you know, and your leisure time and all the other things that go with being a mum in business?
Okay. So I journal a lot. I journal a lot on my priorities and the things that I need to do to get the money in the door to generate the leads. I journal on mindset stuff, so a lot of money mindset. I do money mindset work every single day in my journal, every morning. In fact, I have these are just two. I think there's 4 journals on my desk at the moment, and I also have a Word document that's pushing about 90,000 words for the year. So I do a lot of journaling. And it's about acknowledging, for me, the activities that are going to generate an income. So for me, fluffing around on Canva for 4 hours, making sure that I have the exact right shade of pink for my graphics is not going to make me money. Getting that graphic sorted in about 3 minutes and getting it out the door will make me money. So it's about recognising that and not spending the time scrolling, you know, mindlessly on Facebook because you just happen to be, you know. It's about being mindful of the things you're doing every day and maintaining that focus, and I do that through my journaling.
Yeah. So do you, a bit of a personal question, because you're a bit military-like in your approach to life. Do you come from a military background?
I actually do. Yeah, I actually do. I'm not sure if you've picked that or if you've read it. Both of my parents are ex-military. Well, my dad has passed, but he was a warrant officer in the British Army, and my mum was a drill sergeant in the Australian Army. So my life as a child was fairly regimented, but in a good way. There was a lot of love around as well. You know, it wasn't hard, but I certainly knew how to fold a hospital corner on the end of a bed by the time I was about 4.5, I think.
Yeah, I picked that up from attending some of your workshops and reading some of your blogs. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, so I guess the final question I really have for you is, what advice would you have for starting a business initially?
I think my first advice is to start building your tribe, to get yourself out there, get really clear on what it is you want to serve the world with, get clear on that message and get it out into the world. Start before you're ready, essentially. A lot of people don't actually launch their business or start making offers for people to work with them until they've got the website done and the logo done and the, you know, everything sorted, their mission statement written. I don't know, everything worked to within an inch of its life, and it doesn't have to be. Imperfect action is much better than perfect inaction. And essentially you're going to make mistakes, so just get out there and fall over and start picking yourself up, because it's going to be a thing. And so, yeah, I would say just start before you're ready.
Yeah, and the advice that you might give for getting a following from your tribe. So how would you advise, a busy mum who's just starting up to do that? So I know a lot of mums are struggling, or a lot of entrepreneurs are struggling to find their tribe, and they're not quite sure how to go about actually getting that following.
Yeah, sure. So there's a lot of information out there that you can get for free. So I would start following business coaches and mentors who teach this kind of stuff. People like me, but there's lots of others. If you don't resonate with me, there's loads of people that do what I do. And essentially just become a sponge and learn all of the stuff. The other thing that I recommend is using This Baby as much as you can. I work in the supermarket checkout. I work sitting in my car at the school gate. I work, while I'm sitting in my car, I've just parked it out the front of somewhere, pick up my phone, put a couple of ad hoc in the moment posts up on Instagram or whatever it is, and just get used to using those pockets of time and speak really, really loudly. Get yourself up on that soapbox, because nobody else is going to shout you out as an expert. That's up to you to do that.
Yep.
So just start doing it.
Okay, so I guess how do you, other than going to the gym and finding that equilibrium between yourself and your work, what else do you do other than that?
So I'm a fairly spiritual person. I like to meditate. I don't do it as often as I should. That's one of the things that, one of the rituals that I don't manage to maintain. But one of the things that I do is my journaling every single morning, and that's like that fills me up for the day. That puts me in a good mindset, and I find that I don't really need too much more than that. As long as I'm going to the gym, seeing my special people, the ones closest to me, and getting my journaling done, I'm good.
Excellent. Yeah, great. Okay, so does Nina Giannini have any special offers that she'd like to espouse to our busy mums, and where can they find them?
Okay, cool. So I have I've been working this week on a new free 5-day money mindset journal challenge, because I'm all about doing the inner work. I think that that's 80% of your business success. If you do that journaling work, if you do that mindset work, then the rest of it just kind of falls into place. It's mostly up here in terms of being successful. So I've got this 5-day money mindset journal challenge. And we get started on the 13th of November. It's all run in a exclusive and a little bit posh Facebook group that I've created. So I'll be throwing the challenges up in there every day for 5 days. We're starting, I said that, didn't I? The 13th of November. And I can send you a link, or how do you want me to do that?
You just tell me where they can find it and how they can join in.
Okay, all right, cool. So if you just go to my business page, Min Giannini, and it will be on the cover photo there. So
Beautiful.
You can find it there.
All right, well, I might post a link when I post the video, and
Awesome.
So if you want to send me that link, and I'll attach it to the video, and and we'll get people started on it. I'm sure it'll be most welcomed by a lot of busy mums out there that just can't seem to get themselves a little bit sorted, and are a bit unsure about where to start or how to, if they've started, how to progress further and bring those dollars in that they really are needing to sustain a lifestyle and to contribute towards their family, I guess.
Yeah. I'm a bit excited about this challenge. It's actually the best challenge content that I've ever created, and I can't wait to get it out there.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll have to find the link myself.
Yeah, do get on board.
I will do. All right, Min, thank you so much for your time today. It was a pleasure really talking to you, and I'll be in touch very soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thanks Rose.
Min. Bye. Thank you for listening. I really do appreciate your time. I look forward to sharing the next episode with you very soon. Bye for now.